So you're very welcome back to Unstable TV. So today we're checking out a video from our good friend Briggs, or World According to Briggs, whichever way you guys know. Before we get into that, if this is your first time on the channel, do not forget to
like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell. If you're back with us again, thanks.
So welcome to this melting pot. What are we reacting on today, Danielle?
So today, James, we're going to be checking out top 10 places to celebrate the 4th of July. This is Independence Day in America. Where is the best places to go and visit?
Let us know at the end of this video. Let's jump into this together. Let's go.
What is going on, everyone? Happy 4th of July. If you're watching this after the 4th of July, happy belated 4th of July, I guess. For those of you that are from another country, or those Americans that were looking at their cell phone during every minute of every American history class they ever had, the 4th of July is really called Independence Day. It is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the signing of the Declaration of Independence of the United States on July 4th, 1776. The Continental Congress declared that the 13 American colonies were no longer subject to the monarch of Britain and were now united, free, and independent states. The fact is, it wasn't signed on the 4th of July, 1776. That's just the day that the document was formally dated, finalized, and adopted by the Continental Congress, which had officially voted for independence on July 2nd. Early copies of the Declaration of Independence were signed by John Hancock and Secretary Charles Thomson and were given to military officers and various committees for the other 54 men to sign it, and that happened on August 2nd. A few others signed at later dates, but for the most part it was done on August 2nd. Hancock signed his name again on the updated version. He also signed at top center of the signing section of the piece of paper, larger than everyone else, giving rise to the old phrase, "Put your John Hancock on it." In the United States, we celebrate Independence Day with a federal holiday, like I'd said, that traditionally includes fireworks, barbecue, and red and white striped clothing that is usually very inappropriate. For most, it is a good time. Firemen and emergency room staff hate the 4th of July because it also includes alcohol. A lot of times, far too much alcohol. Not every Independence Day celebration is the same. Some of them actually suck pretty bad. But today we're going to find out where the best ones are in my top 10 best places to celebrate 4th of July. Number 10, St. Augustine, Florida. Down to the Sunshine State, you have fireworks over the Matanzas. The Matanzas is actually Fort Matanzas, which is on the Matanzas River. It was built in 1742 by the Spanish. It was there to protect what they considered the back door of St. Augustine from the British. They didn't want the British coming in there and messing up a good time. This giant celebration includes a major firework display, a free concert, and old men in Speedos down on Matanzas Beach. Oh man, no. You'll also get more fresh seafood than you need, go on a historic pub tour and get drunk and educated at the same time. Yeah. That's a great plan right there. They have tons of history. It is, after all, the United States' oldest city. Number 9. Disneyland, Anaheim, California. Growing up in Southern California, you seem to end up at Disneyland for holidays here or there. I can tell you, they never disappoint. When my kids were young, we were season ticket holders. We did more than a few holidays at Disneyland. Thanksgiving a couple times, and 4th of July probably about 6 times. 4th of July at Disneyland, and I'm sure Disney World, will never disappoint you either, especially if you have kids. I went once or twice even before I had kids, and it was great. What they offer year to year is a little different, and they're always changing things up, but you have the basics: great fireworks show, patriotic character meetings, the characters walk around and they're wearing red, white, and blue type thing, special dining events, tons of other stuff. You won't go wrong going to Disney for 4th of July. Number 8, Traverse City, Michigan. Traverse City is a great Independence Day for families. Definitely one of the best in the country. They have a cherry festival that goes on right at the same time. It's complete with a pit spitting contest. They've got a parade of floats, the whole deal. You might also get an air show from the Navy's Blue Angels, which is never a bad thing. Then, of course, fireworks at 10:30. Like I said, this is one of the best 4th of July celebrations for families. The good news is, Traverse City is a good distance away from both Flint and Detroit, so that's a definite plus. Oh, and while you're there, try North Peak Brewing and have a pretzel-crusted chicken. It's phenomenal. Here's a side note to that one. This place is the first place I ever got recognized as a YouTuber. I thought some dude was checking me out. He walks towards me smiling. The whole time I'm thinking, what's the nicest way to tell someone you're straight? Then he walks up and said, "Are you Briggs?" And my response was, "As long as you're not from New Jersey, Detroit, or Mississippi." And he just looked at me confused for a minute. And then we started talking. It was weird.
Okay.
That was a nice
Number 7,
introduction.
Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Now, this is normally where I like to call something like Portsmouth Portsmouth, just to get the locals riled up. But I'm not going to today because it's 4th of July thing. If you're in need of a New England Independence Day experience, Portsmouth is where you need to go. The classic American 4th of July is on display here every single year, because that's when 4th of July happens every single year, I imagine. Anyway, from the historical reenactments to barbecue to the old school field day you had in grade school, it's here in Portsmouth. Hearth cooking, butter churning, face painting, and fireworks. It'll all happen here.
sounds
If a
good.
softball game breaks out, your American 4th of July is complete in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Number 6, Addison, Texas. Addison, Texas is the type of place for an all-out patriotic celebration. This is the sort of place that if you aren't flying an American flag on your car or truck, they'll know you're an outsider. Addison is a suburb of Dallas, and it's known for its legendary fireworks. It has an over-the-top firework displayed called Kaboom Town that goes on for about
course
30
it is.
minutes. That includes a live concert, an air show, hundreds of vendors. If you have kids or a brother that did too many drugs in the 90s, they'll enjoy the carnival rides and face painting before the fireworks. So that's a good thing. Now, the weird thing is they do it on the 3rd of July for some reason. I guess because everyone's going to have the 4th of July off. So, I don't know. It's a nice little thing, but it's a nice celebration.
5.
Number 5, Lake Havasu, Arizona. This isn't really a family event, but if this is something that's on your radar, you're probably not at the point in your life where kids are a thing. I've been to Lake Havasu a handful of times when I was younger. It was crazy every single time. Drinking, girls almost wearing nothing, far too much sun, boats, girls wearing almost nothing, suntan lotion, more drinking, and did I say girls almost wearing nothing? And I've never been there on holiday weekends. From what I'm told, it gets even wilder during the holidays, especially 4th of July. Lake Havasu gets overrun with the under 30 crowd. If this is your thing, buy a boat and get ready for next year. Wear sunscreen and get a lawyer on standby. You'll need at least one of
What
them.
goes on over there?
Number 4, Boulder, Colorado. Boulder is always a quality Independence Day. Take in the great outdoors, live music, craft beer, great food, the annual traditions like fireworks and the 5 and 10K. I don't think a lot of people know that Boulder has a great 4th of July. They do. They have a solid beer garden, fireworks, a street fair, and then they run an actual bison through the event, like a buffalo type animal, not a dude in a suit. It's an actual bison that they run through town. It's the mascot for the University of Boulder. But anyway, do the Boulder Beer Trail, Boulder Creek, and then alpine hiking trails are less than an hour away from town. Number 3, South Lake Tahoe, California and Nevada. One of the best fireworks shows I've ever seen is the Lights on the Lake show at South Lake Tahoe. It was
it even
amazing.
was
The good
amazing.
news is the drought is over in California, at least for the time being. So the lake is full and people are having fun again. My advice is to take a ride on one of those boats to see the fireworks shows. They got these bigger boats where they can get a whole bunch of people on there. You get to buy a ticket and you just go out on the boat, watch the fireworks from there. It just feels good to do that. It's hard to explain. It's really strange how nice it was to do that. I don't know, maybe that's why I think it was one of the best fireworks shows. It wasn't the biggest, but it was just one of the most pleasant ones I've ever seen. If you've never been to Lake Tahoe, you need to go at least once. It's an amazing place. Number 2, Bristol, Rhode Island. Bristol is the place to see America's oldest continuous 4th of July celebration. This thing dates back to 1785. I know what you're saying. There's another city in Rhode Island besides Providence? Yes, there's a few. Bristol's right across from where my cousin's ex-wife lives, Hog Island. And stop typing. I know that was mean, but she really did live there for a while. I'm not even kidding. This isn't just a July 4th celebration. This goes on for about a month, and events include a concert series at Independence Park, drum corps shows, firefighters. They even have a 4th of July ball on June 21st, so technically it would be a June 21st ball, but that doesn't have the same ring as the 4th of July ball. And of course, fireworks, with a show over Bristol Harbor on July 3rd. Again, this is another place that celebrates it on July 3rd, so everyone can have the day off on the 4th, barbecue, and have a good time with their family. They have a golf tournament, orange cart derby, vintage baseball games, tennis, carnival rides, special dinners, the Bristol Stomp and Block Dance. That's held on June 15th, so before the July 3rd thing. The Independence Road Race, half a marathon through downtown. It takes place on June 29th, and there's also a kids' obstacle course. In other words, Bristol goes off for independence. It's almost like Bristol has a motto: anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Number 1.
And number 1, Keystone, South Dakota. You've probably never heard of
Absolutely
Keystone,
not.
South Dakota. Most people haven't. I mean, it's in South Dakota, so that right there should kind of explain to you, most people haven't heard of it. The thing is, it's where Mount Rushmore is. In the Black Hills, the National Monument is a symbol of American history, which makes it the perfect place to celebrate America's birthday. I've never been to this one, but from what I've seen, I saw this really neat thing on the Discovery Channel about it, and what I heard from a couple people that have been to it, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience to see fireworks with Mount Rushmore in the background. There's also a ton of other stuff to do before the fireworks, like any good 4th of July festival. You've got everything from hiking, learning about America, learning about American presidents and Native American history, to horseback riding, local wine tasting. They've got everything here you'd expect a good 4th of July to have. Keystone is the perfect place to be patriotic and celebrate this great country. If you want to experience one of the greatest 4th of Julys, Keystone is where you need to go. I plan on making this one probably before 2021. Next year or the following year, I'm going to be here at this one. Gotta do it at least once.
Briggs, let us know in the comments.
All right, so that's my top 10
Briggs.
best places to
Briggs.
celebrate 4th.
Briggs always knows what's up.
Briggs is literally everyone's American dad. We haven't got a chance to react on a Briggs video since the million live stream, but we're here now. Again, congrats to Briggs, world record to Briggs. If you haven't checked them out before, please do. Well deserved, by the way.
Our channel, so much to learn.
We've learned a lot about America because America is one of the places we want to visit and do the Route 66 trip. Probably going to be like 2 years from now. You'll see us on a camper vlogging. What did you think of that?
I genuinely did think some part of New York was going to be on the list. Usually like that has like the biggest Patrick's Day parade and stuff, so I assumed that. But I'm kind of glad it wasn't. I knew there was going to be like a lot of lake districts and stuff, because I mean, that's kind of the best thing for fireworks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't particularly like fireworks myself because they scare me. But Lake Tahoe does seem like an amazing place to go 4th of July. And I'm kind of sold on that after this, so let's book a ticket.
I'm surprised we didn't get South Dakota because Mount Rushmore was there, but I don't know why when you were showing us all the other places, I forgot about Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So South Dakota does make sense for number 1, but of course guys, let us know what you think number 1 should have been. Do you agree with number 1? What would be your top 10 list?
Absolutely. And are you more food and drink for 4th of July, or are you more wanting to learn about America and patriotic for 4th of July? They are 2 different ways you can celebrate. What is your preferred way of celebrating?
Let us know how you celebrate in the comments down below. That has been our 2 cents. I'm going to chop ourselves out of it.